I'm here for Fabtech in Orlando 2024. Let's take a look inside. If you've never been to Fabtech, it's huge. I mean, there's all sorts of industrial equipment covering a massive amount of square footage. I tried to capture what I think would be most interesting to those who watch my videos. Now, here on the way in, we had some free-form metal art from Ray Ripple. Pretty impressive talent there. Now, laser welding was definitely a trend this year at the show. Here are some spot welds just showing how you can penetrate right through the material without adding any wire or anything like that and punch through. Now, when you go to run a bead with this, it's pretty interesting because the wire actually pushes you along from the wire feeder, so it controls your travel speed and you get a really consistent result. And you can even clean off your heat tent with that same laser. And look at that. That's a pretty impressive tool. Now, there were laser welders everywhere you looked. Around every corner, there was some small company, or maybe they're large overseas, I'm not sure. But they had their own little version of laser welders, and that brings up a concern with safety. And so there's a company there focused just on laser safety. They've been doing it a long time. With the popularity of these handheld lasers, it becomes more important, and it's not as simple as it is with arc welding. You got to be really careful, and you have to be an expert to determine what you need. Now, I stopped by the quantum machinery booth. I've been using my Siegmund table for a couple of years, and it's just top notch. It's a tool that's going to last a lifetime. And the number of clamps and things they have available, I really think that they're doing it better than anybody else with the amount of fixturing that's just in stock and available. One of their new offerings that I was pretty excited about are these workbench style tables that are at a great price, even for hobbyists to get into a nice table like this. I wanted to check out the Droid CNC plasma cutter. It's a little plasma cutting robot that's pretty unique. It's been on the market for a couple of years.
Three things that make it hard for people to get into CNC plasma. Tables are big, tables are expensive, and CAD/CAM learning curve scares the heck out of them. You just click around the outside of that template, drag if you want, and it'll create the shape, whatever shape you just wibbled or wobbled around.
You can also upload drawings or use shapes from their standard library to be able to piece together your own parts just right there on the fly in a compact package. So I think it's pretty cool and innovative. Fireball Tool was set up there with their squares and tables. I've been using their squares for quite a while, and I really like them. I think that's a good product. And something that was pretty cool is this new table topper for the portable Nomad welding tables. A nice little addition. If you've watched my channel, you've seen me use CK torches for a long time. They have TIG torches for every need you can imagine, and some other products too. They had this foot pedal which has a handheld amperage control, kind of like a gun you can put your TIG torch in. I thought that was pretty unique there. And they also had some welding machines, and I couldn't help but give one a try. It ran really well. Pretty nice stuff. I just stopped by the Miller booth. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know I like my Miller machines. They had everything from heavy industrial stuff like this full robotic system, engine drive welders, and their own laser welding system. And it ranged clear down to really light industrial stuff like this 120 volt MIG that just came out last year, as well as their small handheld plasma cutters. Now, the Multimatic 220, it's an AC/DC TIG, MIG, and stick, is one of the most popular units for students in my courses, and they've added a wireless foot pedal as an option to get with this kit right from the factory. And it also has added the ability to run 6010 with some electronics upgrades inside the machine. Their Dynasty TIG welders now have a digital interface throughout the whole product line, which I really like. I have an old Dynasty before this was the case, and if you want to do anything more than just the basic settings, there are a lot of button presses with the old interface, so I think this is a nice upgrade. They also had some really interesting training equipment. This is a very small virtual reality welding thing, so you don't need a whole unit. You can just use this small setup to give people a first idea. I gave it a try, and my metaverse welding got a solid A-, I'd say, right there. Now, they also have some new weld cameras, including one built right into a welding hood. Fronius has long been one of the most innovative companies in the welding industry. They had live demos as well as their industrial equipment and a lot of their smaller units, which these are really nice. I mean, top tier stuff. Now, they had some build up with their robotic systems, and it was really interesting to see they had a robot running right there on the floor, just building up parts additive with robotic welding. So I think that's pretty cool technology. I saw that in a few places across the floor. I stopped by the ESAB booth and they had just a ton of different wire feed options in their medium industrial type units. They had a battery powered welder that runs off of DeWalt batteries. It's pretty cool. And then in their light industrial stuff, they're real heavy on the wire feed. Not a lot of AC TIG there. But they do have this Rebel 205 that's been out for quite a while, pretty popular with my course students, and they have added a new water cooler option that's going to be coming out. So if you have a Rebel 205, you might want to check that out. Now, one company that had a lot of new products announced is Lincoln. This is their new battery-powered welder, and this one is interesting because it's all self-contained. There's not a separate charger like a lot of them. They also had this new AC/DC TIG, MIG, and stick all in one unit, and they've made some updates to their square wave line. In fact, the one that's really interesting to me is this new square wave 300. Look at that. That's about the same size as the 200 amp machine with 300 amps, a compact water cooler all on a little cart. Be interesting to see that. And they have a whole new lineup of plasma cutters. Now, MK Products is always fun to stop by. They have really nice positioners. In fact, I have an old version of this smaller positioner there. But what I didn't realize is how much they had for aluminum welding. They have these wire feed units as well as full power supplies and all sorts of different push-pull guns. All looks like really nice stuff. So if you're into a lot of aluminum MIG, MK Products could be good to check out. Now, Unow Weld is a oxy-fuel company. They've been around for a long time, and what I didn't realize is they still make these torches in the USA, at least a lot of them there, and they have all kinds of different specialty heating units and different things. So if you're looking for specialty gas stuff, it's amazing how much there is out there. So this doesn't even scratch the surface, but a few highlights that stood out to me. Thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you next time.